A new budget entry for Irish whiskey. Today we're going to look at Fercullen Falls. Welcome to 4-Leaf Whiskey. So it is officially green season. It is that time of year when I'm going to shamelessly push Irish whiskey onto everyone. I was really interested in this one. This is a kind of a newer one to the budget range of Irish whiskey. This is from Powerscourt Distillery. This is Fercullen Falls blended Irish whiskey. Now there's a lot of blended Irish whiskey out there. There's Jameson, there's Tullamore Dew, there's Kilbeggan, there's Powers Gold Label. This one is a little different. Has a few different things going on with it actually. This one is a 50-50 blend of malt whiskey and grain whiskey. This is made up of the 50% malt whiskey that was actually distilled at Powerscourt Distillery in County Wicklow. It's the first whiskey that's been distilled out of County Wicklow in a century. The malt whiskey was matured in ex-first fill bourbon casks. The grain whiskey is sourced. It was matured in ex-bourbon casks and in new heavy char oak casks. This one is 43% ABV. This one is available in a lot of US states. It came out about a year ago, and we just got it here in Ohio a few months ago. I've been meaning to do this review for a while, so I've gone through quite a bit of this bottle. This one retails, I think I paid around $35 for this one. $35. The nose, I'm getting a huge amount of vanilla, a lot of tropical fruit, a little bit of melon, a little bit of a lighter kind of a grassiness, apricot. There's some fresh orchard fruits. I'm getting kind of like a green apple. Sláinte. So on the palate, all of that fruit I was getting on the nose doesn't really come through on the palate. The palate, I'm getting more of like a desserty, kind of like a cookies, like shortbread cookie. There's honey, there's vanilla, a little bit of brown sugar. I'm getting kind of like a hint of clove at the end. A little bit of, I want to say like an anise. Just a little bit of spice right at the finish. Honestly, kind of reminds me of those pizzelle cookies. The other kind of note I kind of get on the palate on this one is a little bit of like a banana, which makes sense with the bourbon cask. I kind of get those on some bourbons. It's not a common note I get on Irish whiskey, but I am kind of picking up just a little bit of banana. Almost like a little bit of an overripe banana, or just right there, right as it's getting overripe. Really nice whiskey, really creamy. I was not expecting it to be, this creamy. I've had this one for a few months now. I've kind of had several pours, kind of getting to know it. Had it in some cocktails, had some hot toddies. I think I've made Irish coffee with this one. I'm really enjoying this. This one is a little different than the other blended Irish whiskeys I have. I have several that they do have, even if it's a little bit of some sherry influence, they do have sherry. This one is, I think it might be the only one I have that's all bourbon. I really appreciate the extra ABV in this one. Even if it's just a bump up to 43%, the fact that Fercullen this isn't released at a 40%, 80 proof, I really appreciate that. I like getting that extra proof for the money. This is a really good new budget pour Irish. Like I said, this is new to my state of Ohio, but it has been out in the US. It released last year. So you're going to see this in several US states. $35. I absolutely think it's worth it. I will probably pick up another bottle of this just to have it around, just because it is so different. I am really impressed by the first distillate that's coming out of Powerscourt. They have a history of using Cooley stock as their sourced whiskey, which is great. I mean, if you've got to source something, Cooley is a pretty good way to go. So the bar was already set high for Fercullen fans. I think fans of what Fercullen has produced, I think they're really going to enjoy this one as the budget entry for Fercullen. Please like, subscribe, comment below, and let me know if you've had Fercullen Falls Irish whiskey. Sláinte.